You guys did it for our the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
When you see things from one side of the fence, things aren't always as they appear. And from my perspective, this is what people on my side of the fence are seeing. So maybe we're being divided, but the truth is in the pudding. So take a look at these videos and make your own determination, because something is obviously up.
Yeah. All Trump. You gotta do what you gotta do. Fuck Trump. I've got around 80.
No. That's why I told you, call the police. Do it. If you legal, call the cops.
The city guy, he'll be there.
Okay.
Call that number. Tell him to call somebody.
I have a citywide watcher certificate.
And it's not for this location.
It's not for this. It's not. Is this the city of Philadelphia? This is the city of Philadelphia. This is the city of Philadelphia. This is the city of Philadelphia. You wanted to talk. You wanted to talk outside. Let's talk. I have a watcher certificate. I asked you to read the line. The line said it's good in every ward and division in the city.
Throwing all the Republican challengers out of this room.
Everybody's standing in this area. When I answer any of questions, everybody around saying no, and everybody.
Final numbers. The county clerk there, Victor Vlasic, says there is one little township, Willow Township, which just didn't turn in their numbers. The county clerk there tells me that the township clerk got sick yesterday, went home sick, and didn't turn in the numbers. But according to the Wisconsin Election Commission, you're talking about a total of 300 votes in a county of 8,600 votes that were cast, 835 of them in favor of the president. So it's not enough votes to make a difference, but you do still have one county out here that's unable to post final numbers. Harris?
So what does the law do about that? The Willow Township clerk went home, wasn't feeling well, and didn't post the votes. I mean, what happens to those people's votes?
Well, it's kind of interesting because I think you're into uncharted territory in this case. And when I talk with the county clerk out there, Mr. Vlasic, he says they had tried to reach the township.
Yes.
That was given to them by the poll workers.
Yes.
It did not read their ballot.
Okay.
And they slid it in there twice. I used a pen.
Yep.
Took their Sharpie and threw it away.
And it read your ballot.
And it read my ballot.
And it read your ballot.
And it read my
so
ballot.
what they're doing is they're telling people to use the Sharpies. That way,
Yes.
those votes aren't counted.
Yes.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yes.
So there was other people that were in there voting with their pens, and they literally went around and they were yanking pens out of their hands.
Yes, they tried to do that to me, and I took their Sharpie and I hid it, because then they said, look for all the Sharpies that are not being used and take the Sharpies back. They had a bowl of pens behind them that they were not giving to people and only giving Sharpies out.
There we go. So the ones with the Sharpies are not being read at all.
No.
No. None of those ballots are being read.
Of course not.
So that's and so they're doing it because they're trying to skew all of the votes in
Yeah,
there.
and they
That's
didn't,
exactly
and they
what's
didn't
going
try
on.
to even slide it more than one time. They immediately took it and slid it in the front. Like, not even tried a second time. They just
That's correct.
ran it through and slid it in the front. And I was like, wait a
That's what
second.
they did with yours?
Yep, and I just went with a Sharpie, voted Trump, and she just slid it in, and that was it. But
But they're not counting. They're not counting the ones with the Sharpies. And so they're forcing people to use the Sharpies, and those votes aren't being counted.
Right.
That's what's going on.
Right. And then I posted it on my Facebook group chat in my neighborhood. They said they did it at the Queen Creek Library. They did it at ASU Polytech earlier. That like 4 different polling places were doing Sharpies, all in like between Queen Creek and like the edge of Gilbert.
Yep. And those ones are not being counted.
Yes.
They're invalid.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
like I have proof.
So they're invalidating votes is what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
That's how
I
it
took a
feels like.
picture of my
Okay.
ballot for
And then
Trump.
there was a guy that directly came out and yelled at me 3 times. They both came out.
Oh no, they called the sheriffs and said that and told us to stop handing out the ballpoint pens, in which case those are the only ones that are actually being
Yeah.
counted and validated.
I used your pen and then I
Yeah.
sent it back to you and I
And
said,
they're-
give this to somebody. 'cause
Yes,
it works.
yes. And so we know that, and we've been telling them you need to use a ballpoint pen, not the Sharpie, and now those are getting invalidated.
Yeah.
So people are coming here to vote for Donald Trump, and those votes are all getting invalidated. That's what's going on. There we go. That's all we need. Perfect.
She doesn't.
In Detroit, these are the ballots. All these ballots for Santa Claus. Oh yeah, I know that spot. Videos.
This one's 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. So let's. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
here
Right
we go,
here. Right here. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So okay. So right here for people who are watching. Again, we're just getting this. These are people bringing them in coolers. There's no one around.
That looks like a radio.
That does not
Wow.
look like a bustling ballot counting operation. That
In
looks
the
like
dark.
that looks like the kind of place where Hunter Biden would find his next fix.
And one of the things is there's, certainly a lot to be happening. Wayne County has a lot of votes, but it's the dead of night.
Yeah.
The polls have been closed for hours and hours. Where are these? Where are these?
And they were
people
supposed to
coming
stop
from?
counting. That's what they said on air.
Right. And what are they doing at this particular moment that they need these type of containers at this particular time?
Wow. Okay. Let's keep fast forward. What was that voice that I just heard? Oh, it's someone
narrating.
This little card thing.
Wow. That's just one guy. And he's not even wearing a tie.
So the person who's going to be logging in, her name is Kelly S., and she's a licensed attorney here in Texas, again, up in the Detroit area, who monitoring with some other groups that are part of the Attorneys for Trump organization. They're monitoring, making sure that things get done correctly.
It's a wagon.
And you're going to see wagons and
That's
other
a wheel-wed wagon.
strange implements. So this is either a horror movie or something worse.
Wow. I mean, you wouldn't be able to trust that just because some ballots could fly off the back. That's a guy in a WrestleMania t-shirt with a KB Toys wagon.
Wow. So he's
I was
bringing
joking
these.
about the radio flyer.
No, but yeah, you're
That's
right.
actually a
Massive
radio
radio flyer.
You got the nice brand. On brand.
Yeah, the good thing, yeah, it's that's name brand.
Good for him.
Wow.
They spent
So-
the extra
so
20
he's-
bucks.
So
he's
think of the different points here where there's no security. There's no security. First off, we have no idea how these things got into the van. There's no one there right now escorting him from the van. There's no one meeting him as he brings it into there. Like, you would think that there should be a human conveyor belt of people. It should look like American Gangster when they're all cutting the cocaine naked, so that you're sure they don't have anything in their pockets. And this guy's just walking in. There isn't any kind of official there for hundreds of yards.
Goodness.
He's just bringing in a wagon, right?
Are you guys collecting ballots? Yeah. I thought they collected them all. I just want to document.
No, we're still collecting.
How much? Wait, but how come they already called the state?
Because these are mail-in ballots.
Are there a ton in there?
Yeah.
All right. Are you collecting from a lot of places? Yeah.
Really tough. Yeah.
All right. I'll just document. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Are you guys official election guys? All right. And let me just ask you one thing. Where do you guys take them?
election center. That's it.
Is that in the government building?
LA County.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there a lot more in there?
6 feet, please.
Okay. Thank you guys. I just want to see because they called our state so
6 feet,
quickly.
please.
I know, I am.
You don't have a mask either.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Are they allowed to do that?
Trump campaign, quote, election officials are intentionally refusing to allow representatives and poll what?
I'm going to send it to Bill.
This lady is marking the ballots. I filmed her a half hour ago doing 6, and she's still working at it. Let's stamp it, received, and let's fill in our 6 blanks. All at the top of the tickets on each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a security guard right there who's watching her. The cops are in on it. Disgusting.
Wow, what a mess. Be mad if they left my trailer looking like that. All shredded paper. This looks like a bunch of recyclables, right? Right? No, it's a Pennsylvania application for mail-in ballot. And they do have people's addresses on the back of them that were never mailed out. I mean, how many are in here? Thousands? There's another trailer out here. All the way back there, same product right there. We're out here in Seymour, Indiana at R.R. Donnelly. Some massive paper printing plant. Wow.
And I will tell you, there is corruption at the highest level in the city of Philadelphia.
But that's illegal, why?
You don't get it legal. أنا أطلع لي وأنا
How much are you?
good one.
She's the one who came up with all this.
So she did it. She
Yeah.
started this whole thing with
Yeah.
the pay to vote.
Yeah.
So the people that work for Ilhan are actually counting the ballots, counting the vote.
And they become a manager in the prison too.
They walk with you to the booth and then they vote, oh, vote this guy, vote this guy, vote this guy. Vote even if you speak English.
haddana al-shabaab ay ii siyaareen al-shabaab kuna iga rabaan
The reason she's fighting.
Hey, thank you, Alex. This is breaking in Michigan. Yet last night, United States postal worker whistleblower in Traverse City, Michigan, detailed a directive from his superior, from his supervisor there in Michigan, to backdate late mail-in ballots as received to November 3rd, even though they were received on November 4th. This is in violation of the law. The appeals court ruled the ballots have to come in 8 o'clock November 3rd, but he was informed to, quote, separate them from the standard letter mail so they can hand stamp them with yesterday's date and put them through. Alex, this is a postal worker, a whistleblower. He interviewed me in the shadows. I know his real name. Our journalists are outside their office there in Michigan. The police showed up. The inspector general of the post office called my lawyer late last night, White House counsel on it. So they're investigating this, but people say that...
Tell us where you work.
I work in the Traverse City Post Office, more specifically the Barlow branch.
Your boss told you and your colleagues something that shocked you this morning. What was it?
We were issued a directive this morning to collect any ballots we find in mailboxes, collection boxes, just outgoing mail in general, separate them at the end of the day so that they could hand stamp them with the previous day's date. Today is November 4th, for clarification.
Who is your boss, and what is his title?
Jonathan would be a direct supervisor, yes. As of right now, he is the opening supervisor for the Barlow branch post office. So and this is anecdotal, carrier down in another office said they watched the postmaster doing it. If it were just a typical day, it would be clerks doing it up at the distribution center.
So 8 p.m. election day, November 3rd, the Court of Appeals ruled ballots have to be received by that time. And what were you told?
To separate them today so they could mark them with yesterday's date and send them through the express system to wherever they needed to go.
This appears to be an attempt to circumvent Michigan law and allow late votes. And you said there was a hamper where letter carriers were supposed to leave their ballots. Where are the ballots now?
They were putting them into express bags to go to the distribution center. In regards to a hamper, there was a standard hamper that all letter mail is supposed to go to, and they had a tub next to it that we were supposed to put any ballots collected today into.
Yes. What made you come forward?
That's sketchy. I don't like sketchy. It screams corruption. Also, knowing the post office's leanings politically, it didn't seem quite right.
What is your message to other postal workers who see things like this?
Report it. How are we supposed to have any integrity in this country if we are just going to let things slide based on a scaling issue?
Are you afraid of retaliation against you?
I've had whistleblower policies backfire on me in the past, so yes.
We'll have to reach out to Jonathan Clark for comment.
Hey, is this Jonathan?
Yes.
Hey, I'm a reporter with Project Veritas, James O'Keefe here, and I have information that you guys have been stamping ballots with the previous date, November 3rd. He just hung up the phone on me. He just hung up the phone on me.